Welcome back to the channel. Now, if any of you guys are involved in a questionable relationship, we'll say, at the moment, then this video is for you, because if you're in a relationship that is questionable to begin with, that raises an eyebrow, you could say. Maybe a couple. Some shocking shit is probably going to go down. So I'm going to give you guys some telltale signs that a narcissist that you may be with is planning to leave, burn, and discard you like you're just some leftover scraps. Because that's all you are to them. They don't value you the way they pretended to value you, and that's why things will end up the way they are. Narcissists usually have an agenda. It gets so sick to the point where they could choose somebody for a season. There's a real thing called dating in these narcissists, and it's these narcissistic seasons. And it's funny how once the season is over or a new one is starting, it's the same thing, but it's funny how all of a sudden it just ends. Because a lot of these people, they weren't dating for real. They weren't dating like they made you believe. A lot of these people are going to love bomb the hell out of you, bro. Love bomb the hell out of you. It's, things is going to pop up extremely, extremely fast. Things that shouldn't be discussed are going to be discussed very, very quick. We're talking the first week. You're going to be talking about having kids with them. The first week. And they're going to project this whole future, and they're going to make you believe it. And just because you talk about a future with somebody doesn't automatically make it that it's this. But narcissists do use this as a weapon. So if you go through it one time with somebody before where they future faked and projected a marriage and kids at a specific age and all this kinds of stuff, for a lot of people, it can be very skeptical the next person you date and those same things are being talked about. Because it's like, it felt believable the first time. It felt believable with the partner prior to this one. So it's questionable. And this is what the narcissist can do to you. They can make you question every other thing that you deal with. Because of how believable they made it seem. And now you don't know what to think. You don't know who to trust. You don't know what's going on. It's quite the battle. And I feel the deeper the narcissist can get you in this state where you think you're safe. You think you're safe. You got your guard down. You're happy around them and all this stuff. It's at that exact moment that their true colors come out, because just like you get comfortable, they get comfortable too. The difference is you expect a completely different outcomes. You expect it to grow even closer to this person, enjoy this person even more, still in the honeymoon phase, all this kinds of good stuff. You felt like you were just getting started. But that's where it ends with the narcissist, because they're not happy inside. They can't live that type of a life doing positive, happy, fun things and keeping it going and all that other kind of stuff. Like, they literally can't do it. So the only thing they can do is project a future make you the happiest person walking earth. You think you found your person and all this stuff, and you both are seemingly enjoying it so much, and all of a sudden, when you get too comfortable, your guard goes down, you're starting to be in love with this person, you see the true monster come out, and it's not something that happens just on one day really quick. It slowly starts to happen. And once it reaches certain intensity, now you're going to be experiencing a lot of abuse to the point where you can't even understand how or why this person is acting this way. So if you guys are currently in a relationship for your own goods, if you're in a current relationship and you're just shaking your head like you can't even believe certain things is happening, you might want to run, because it's about to get a whole lot worse. And it's easier said than done. When you're in it yourself, it's not the easiest thing to leave. But the least I can do right now for you is to tell you to fucking run, and run quick. And it's going to be on you if you do or don't. Because we've all been there where some of our friends, some people told us, like, because we told them what was going on in our relationships, and it's like, man, what? Like, what? You got to get out of there, bro. Like, this is not good, man. This shouldn't be happening. Like, this is, nah, man. When you're in it yourself, it's easier said than done to just leave. Some people can do it. It's harder for some others. And sometimes the narcissist is really good at convincing you to stay. Sometimes the narcissist is really good at admitting that they're not all there and they're going to get better and all this. And they act good again and stuff like this. But the same things happen again and again and again. And it's simply because they can't help it. They cannot help but to do the things they're doing to you because they're so miserable inside. And it's literally impossible to have happiness in a narcissistic relationship. It's not possible. They want you miserable right with them. They want to take you down to hell right with them. That is what they want. They are living in hell. In hell, bro. When you are with the narcissist, nothing feels right. Nothing. When they are being their true self, which is a damaged human being, nothing feels right. In fact, the only time something feels right is when they're acting like a giddish little kid. Because they're seemingly happy at one time, at one point, and the things you do for them seem like they're appreciated and all this kind of stuff. And they can get in a good mood sometimes, but it's like they revert to a little kid when they're actually in a good mood. They can't be in a good, stable mood like an adult. Like, it's twisted. It's fucking twisted, man. That is what they can't do. And any time, like I said, that they're being themselves, they're in a terrible fucking mood. And they project that on you. They make you feel like shit. And if you guys are involved in stuff like that, you have to get out really quick. Because it's damaging. The longer you stay in there, the longer that stuff continues to happen, the more damaging it is. And it sucks. It absolutely sucks to experience that type of abuse after you did so much for this person. And to experience all that, it's not fun. So, once they play their games, once they get you trapped, once they make you feel good, that's when everything starts to slowly go downhill. You guys were basically climbing this mountain together to reach that height, to reach the pinnacle. You just got there, but you don't stay there. You would prefer to stay there and to continue to climb even higher. They're on their way to falling down the hill and dragging you right down with them. That's what's going to happen. So if you guys want to waste your time building something up all for them to grab your freaking leg and haul you down a hill, then be my guest. Go right ahead. But I don't recommend it. You know, guys, there's telltale signs that you are involved in something like that. And I don't care how pretty this person was. I don't care how good this person was in any other ways. I don't care how good they are whenever they're on their good behavior. It's all going to be irrelevant when you see the true light of who they actually are and their mask comes off. You know you're dealing with a sick, twisted individual, even psychopathic. Like, you know you're dealing with something that is absolutely batshit insane. And monsters like this exist in the world. And everyone here in this video has probably experienced this at least once. I've experienced it with the same person a long time ago, multiple times. And I experienced it again one massive time, and then it ended. And that's it. But you start to see things after you experience it even one time. There's a pattern as to what they do, and you're seeing the patterns. You're seeing what's happening. It's almost like you predict what's going to happen next before it even happens. And that's a pretty insane thing to be able to do. But I'm telling you guys right now, like, it's very possible if you've experienced it before. It's not possible if you have not experienced it before. Because you will be naive to their nature. You'll be naive to their games. You'll be naive to how badly they can punish you. But once you've been through the punishment and you experience it again and again and again and again, okay, here it is. This is when this is going to happen. So I think this is what's next. And then it happens. So you can see the shit they're going to do before they even do it, which is a powerful thing. You can save yourself a lot of heartbreak and betrayal, and you're not fully reliant on the person because you don't fully trust them. And that's where I was the last time I've experienced anything like this. I was not fully reliant on the person. I did not trust them. I told them to their face I did not trust them. It's just like you just try to stick it out just in hopes that this person can wake up or come through, or you kind of think they're not that bad. They can get better, but they end up being worse than you thought. And, that's why red flags are not to be ignored, because things can get really, really, really bad, guys. Really bad. And that's a whole other experience I myself had to learn. You think, they're not all there, but they're not that bad. They can get better. We can work on it. They can get better. That's a mistake, my friend. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, the people you deal with, bro, they should be already well put together. If they're not, they're not ready. If they're not, it's not going to be something that's meant to be. And because things might not seem too bad right at the start. Even when you notice things at first, it's going to show up in dividends later on. things are going to get super bad later on. Because that's when a lot of real shit starts to happen in relationships. People's qualities that you don't necessarily like start to come out. That's what happens with the narcissist. And you know what? A lot of people think narcissists are just like waiting to destroy your life. That's not how it is. That's not how it is. I will tell you guys and explain to you guys how it is. That might be a psychopath, like a full-on psychopath, sociopath, or some shit. Narcissists actually try to love you. They actually do. Maybe not sociopaths, maybe not psychopaths. Narcissists at least try. The truth of the matter is, the abuse that comes from them is not something they can necessarily help. They are traumatized individuals. The way they behave to you later on in the relationship where they start to become abusive, that's what they know to do. They even wish it wouldn't happen. They wish they were different. I've heard these people crying before, saying, I wish I was just normal and all this kinds of stuff. They're not even necessarily meaning what they're doing, but that's not going to be enough for you to stay. You just can't be with a person like that. Because even though they don't mean to, it's still going to hurt you. It's still going to affect you. It's like saying, you know what, I'm just going to sit here and take a knife and stab my mate in the leg. Sorry, man, I didn't mean to, but we can still be friends, right? He might forgive you. You might be friends still. You take a knife again one day. Sorry, man, didn't mean to. Won't happen again. Do you think he's going to sit there and just continuously let you stab him? Because that is exactly how a narcissist is. And there's going to come a time where they affect you so much, you can no longer be there anymore. You can't be affected by them even for one more second, one more time, because they've already done things to you. That's very hurtful. That's very damaging. And you can't continue to take it. Like, it's starting to break you down. And you can no longer take it. These same individuals, if you're lucky, they will literally cry and just hate how they treated you and hate how they are, and they wish they weren't that way. They can't help it, guys. They can't help it. I know everyone explains narcissism in different ways, and everyone who explains it, it's all very similar. It's all very on point. But some people actually think the narcissist is just waiting to destroy your life, and it's just not the truth, unless they're terribly, terribly bad people. Then maybe. Not all narcissists are that bad. A lot of the time, they can't help the abuse they put you through. They don't want that to happen. They don't want to do that to you. They hate themselves for it every time. It's how their brain is psychologically hardwired, guys. But it's exactly why you cannot be in a relationship with them, because you're going to be abused. And if you stay there, they're going to fucking traumatize you. They're going to give you PTSD. They're going to fuck you up because they are fucked up. So they have to go on their own journey and their own path and heal. That's what they have to do. So, last thing, when they're going to leave, it's after all the love bombing. It's after y'all get comfortable. And when you start to get comfortable, when you start to get lovey-dovey with them, when you start to get used to them and you're getting close and close and close, this is when you want to get even closer and build even further and grow even more trust and just go through these years of life, and it's going to be wonderful, and it's how it should be. When it comes to the narcissist, once it reaches that point where you get too close, after even months, they start to get angry. They start to get resentful. They start to say things to you that is just out of this world and crazy. And they start to do things to you that's crazy because they don't want that closeness. They They are angry parasites inside. They wish they weren't that way, but they are. So, after all the love bombing, the abuse is going to start. Okay? The abuse is going to start. After the abuse and after they can tell you can no longer take it anymore, when they can tell you want out, they're going to discard you. Act like it's your fault. Act like it's your fault that they treat you that way. And discard you. And leave. So, these are the signs that you can look out for before you get left and discarded by a narcissist. I pray for you guys to not even have it go that far, because it's brutal. It is brutal. But anyways, guys, don't forget to come follow me on Instagram. It's the exact same username as here on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. And my website is currently back up again and running, so check that out. The links are all in the description box below in all my videos. So, yeah. But with that being said, we are out for the evening. I wish you guys nothing but happiness, peace, bliss, abundance, prosperity, and to keep y'all selves safe out there, because it is a crazy world and you never know who you're dealing with until sometimes it's too late. And we've all been there before, and it has to be avoided at all costs. And we cannot ignore any red flags just because the person looks good or we get along or all that stuff, and everything seems on point, but they're not all there. That's saying that they're not all there, and you know that everything else is good, but something's not right. That's something that's big enough to walk the fuck away. I'm telling you guys now, that is enough. That is enough. And it's easier said than done, I understand, but don't say I didn't warn you. I'm out.